Commissioners of Kitgum and Karenga, the chair head of local government, Kitgum and Lamour districts, heads of jealous institutions who are here, Regional Police Command, Prison Command, Learned Council, both in government and in private practice, various leaders in your individual capacities. Ladies, gentlemen, I have been urged to address you in vernacular. You have the saying, the daughters, if you find it doing something wrong, the daughters will say, don't shoot me, don't hit me with a stone, throw me in water so that I drown. So for you, you think, oh, let it drown there. So you throw daughters in water. It will stay underwater until you go away and then come back. So asking me to address this gathering in vernacular is like throwing stones in water. Vernacular is the language I know best. I express myself easily and effortlessly. So Learned Council Jude Ojik, you will now have to do the reverse. Translate into English for the few who do not have the benefit of following the great Luo language. At an appropriate time, I will go there. We are here to celebrate the realization, the fulfillment of an undertaking which my administration, the judiciary under my charge, made to the people of Uganda. We made this undertaking that would move away from a justice system that favors few, that favor the well-endowed materially, that favors a small number of our population to the detriment of the vast majority of Ugandans, well over 90%, I think even over 95%. We were egged on in making that decision upon the realization, following a well-grounded research by a professional body, not Ugandans, who gave us the alarming declaration, revelation, that of all the justice seekers in this country, people who need their disputes to be resolved in a court of law, people who need dispute to be resolved one way or the other, only 5% in this country come to our courts of law. Only 5. What does it mean? 95% of all the disputes in Uganda are resolved outside courts. A handful are sorted out by taking the law into one's hands. You hit me, I hit back. You harm me, I harm you back. Moses' law of a tooth for a tooth. Why do people resort to this? We sat down and came up with a list of reasons I'll just mention a couple or so. Take the High Court. When I started practice in 1984, I don't know how many years now, 1980, some 40 or so years. The High Court was in Kampala. There was nothing like High Court in Gulu, Arua, Lira, Bale, Barara. There was only one High Court and it was in Kampala. So my brother, RDC of Karenga, if you had a dispute of a certain amount and above, you have to go up to Kampala. And for you, you have never even come to Rome. Rome is so far, you just know it is in that direction. You've not been there, but you're supposed to take your grievance to Kampala. It's like going to the next world. Then there was only one chief magistrate. For the whole of Karamoja sub-region, just one chief magistrate in Moroto. Ours was in Gulu. Langos sub-region was in Lira. Then when I was appointed a judge, 2008, there was a handful of circuits. The first posting was for Poto. There was a judge in Gulu. There was one in Arua. There was nothing in Moroto. There was one in Soroti, Bale. To handle all these areas. Then when I was appointed Chief Justice, I decided we will divide the country into smaller circuits and send High Court judges. We'll split the country. When a magisterial area used to be Gulu and later Gulu and Kitgum, I made the decision supported by members of the top management and by the way, so the top management agreed with me. I said no. If the executive creates any new district, I clap because I know I've got a position for a chief magistrate. So all districts in this country must be magisterial areas, meaning they must be headed by a chief magistrate. Then all these constituencies you fight for, we also want our constituency, 3 villages constituency. I have no problem. I will send a magistrate grade 1 in those 3 villages. Why? Because if 95% of the people are not going to courts of law, there must be a reason. It is not that they do not want their cases resolved. It's just because they are overwhelmed, they are incapacitated, they do not have the means to access courts of law and get justice. Imagine from Orom to Gulu to file a case, just filing on, or to get a lawyer, you have to go up to Gulu. From Orom, it was even worse for Karamoja. Before I set up a high court in Moroto 1 year ago. The people of Karenga had to go up to Soroti to see what a high court judge looks like. Up to Soroti, that's where their high court circuit was. So to ask the people of Karenga to come here, it's like sending them to heaven. Because the alternative has been where? Soroti. So the distance was prohibitive. The cost was even worse now. If somebody had a dispute in Omianyema with the district, Mr. Roy, yes, with him, his pocket is somehow wet, I think, compared to the peasant farmer in Omianyema. His pocket is slightly wet. And you have to go to Gulu. Used to be up to Kampala. The first time, Mr. Roy is going to use the district vehicle. He's entitled to it. Pick up. He will carry 5 of his witnesses behind, go to Gulu, accommodate them, feed them. The case does not take off, as is the case. He comes back. That peasant farmer has managed to sell 3 goats. The next time selling a piece of land. The next time now has to weigh. If I sell this piece again, what will I be left with to look after my family? What land will I give for my children and grandchildren or posterity to inherit? So why Mr. Roy can't go to Gulu 10 times for 5 years when he's chairman of Kirkuk district? The peasant farmer with whom he has a land dispute will go a couple of times. After that, be defeated. Then in the 5th year, the case now takes off. The poor peasant, if he's lucky, he might be to go himself, might be able to go himself and his wife. But most times he does himself. So the case is hard. Mr. Roy has got 6 witnesses, including 2 elders who are liars. 2 elders whom he has used his wet pocket so that they speak his mind, not their mind. People don't know the truth, but either he has given them a glass of Torero, you know this thing called Torero. Even now, I can be bought with Torero. I just don't understand. Oh, he has bought him this jacket, rain jacket. Oh, Latin mapera dada. We're not second hand. Latin don't pay more. So you go and tell a lie. You know that Arroy's father never crossed that road. Islam was this side. It never crossed. But you will now, with your 80 years, with your 90 years, you'll go before. Where's Judge Okelo? Judge Okelo comes from Apala. He doesn't know Omianyema. He doesn't know the land there. So it's going to depend on the witnesses to decide who is in the right, who is in the wrong. Even if it's me or Windola, I don't know the land in Omianyema. I only know the one in my village. But even now I don't, because I have this day at home. So you go before him. Those elders are lying. They don't fear going to hell. For them, as long as you can benefit. So the judgment is obvious. Because you win cases by evidence, and then if that evidence is on the side of the law, there is no miracle in winning cases. Chadem maloko lokada, kino lokakin loko ne, lobe kichik. So Mr. Roy has won the case. He goes celebrating, Ubakoduelo, everything. He kills a bull. The poor peasant has lost, and yet he has not lost. That's just one of the ways. So we make the conscious decision. We will litter the countryside with courts of law, with judicial officers, so that if the dispute is in Omianyema, PM, Lara Mom Mati Omianyema, in a Tamane, Kalukin Gang, Kamona, Nupu, cái gang kami cái lao ngom ku ke jo ni man ti da nua ma da pe ngom da dit pi no kan bai ngom in odwa in ki wira ko wira wan shu kan do ko mi in ki wira ko wan o ngeo beni da dit to wile lela wan shu ka wachi la ko ki in ki wile lela do mi lo ko ni lo ko bi ki wile lela no lo dir ko me ti ki pa me a chen odwa be luoro ko do pe biro me chamo gino ni nyong bien den ngeo ni jomo bi ngon en Iwano bende wapi woro ke tianwa waburu kwa na ke gangwa kain eni wo pichero ka chamune kit gum wa maro pi ka wa tugo kiti da nwa do pe wa mero bien pedon ke chero wa kulo pero ke dayam ke ngalo ke jo manwala nyara ni yam ber ke ngala nyara na ma jwela pe kulo pero ke te so we decided to bring courts where people are, where they can access with greater ease. So that one judge in Gulu, instead of handling 3,000 cases, if there were only two, half of those cases are going to be in East Ajoli under the Cape circuit. They will move faster. And then we have a third judge like Guruna, we have two judges, we have a third judge now here. So you divide them into three. Then Patong High Court begins working. Again, you slice part of the cases here. What does this mean? It means instead of waiting for 5 years for your case to take off or to be resolved, because now you have got 4 High Court judges handling cases. 6 months you're out of court. 6 months. Maka kuro makapit, makapichan, makapero. Tuya pichan, makachat, kinong makachat, kinuj. Okay, court. Lalanyo mo, madong puro yung pere. Vietnam per oldo ko kilolo niya. Wag ma do chando wa oldo ko kilolo. Taro me kate kanyar na wa ni Allah ka paye na mata. Kidon kin murdo ne rudu ni chamchana. Dilo ngor ko maro chele tutwande. Ara peru perida abe la ngor ko mo mamaro chele pe ngor ko pong mo mara da. Dok tik eno ne kai ba lo mai wa ne men ne ta mo chele. Ni do ban patwal. En yang ba pe nyowe atam ne pe be no la cho kai la cho ba put pe nyomo ya ka ngato mo mo be no bori tin mo mai be no ka mo ke ne pe ka nyiu ba ni ki riang yin ki tin mo ro ko ne ma ro lem ba pa te man ma ki juri tum tre mo we ro do mo cham chara be ko ne be mo be cham chara be ko titu bore mo kan kai ni se record e koro winyu loki magade magagwan magabi ngaro mo cha ko buluni kere mo ka ba no ki no mo pera no ko ke no ke mo ki win lo kan e mo mo do pate ko purne pe konya do arabe do pe ko purne pe konya wa ti do ming mo ni bi wi ni chiri i dom le mo mo ko na ko ela ngoko mo pikire pere ye ela ngoko matla lok ne ya kira ko yara ni loke ni ba ko te mo gemone cha ngoro loyo uno ko ki pa kwe eta kwon ba loke a ki butwa ye ni nen la ngoko ni mo ching la ngoko bi mo ro chi dong lim do chi But not PJ, I'm telling them. Whatever corruption that there is in the judiciary, I cannot say it is not there. People have talked about it so much that it must be there. But I've told them, I doubt if judicial officers send out words that, tell Mr. Okema that this case is very bad on his side, but if he does something, I'll make him wait. I doubt. It is Mr. Okema who normally finds, who can enable me access the judge, access the judicial officer, magistrate. Which lawyer can talk to this magistrate? Then the poor or stupid judicial officer will open his palm, they greet him, and something remains there. It doesn't have to be money. It could be any other consideration. That's evil. But why do people look out for judicial officers to give them something, for some consideration? One of the reasons is when you waited 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then the temptation. We always pray to the Lord that lead us not into temptation. That temptation that maybe if I do something, my case can be called ahead of the others. And then it breeds corruption. So one of the ways of littering the countryside, of taking justice close to people, that one is one of the ways of fighting corruption. If my case is going to be heard in the next 6, 10, or 15 months, why should I pay somebody to have it? I'll wait. If I can take all my witnesses, why should I buy a judicial officer? But justice is not for sale. Long na piru, na tayo na pechuro siling bore, ay pechuro siling bot yung mag-loan revenue authority, kiloan registration fee, siling na mega gamete, one na judicial, one mo long local, pero one na no kung siling may 5. Mano John P. pagamento, pe megwa ni turo John P. pagamento. Siling nga one pa one na no kung chiro revenue authority. Kidong kay iti ke pilida, ijuro pilida ni one pa one na siling ino ni. Pilida mo mawet ni, made mo na bikarabon lang ang la kopa, pepe ni yelo ko. Dalang ko po ngayon, siling ngayon, ikaw mega may inisyon ni, ento ako bichamo ino ni, luri ko meno ni. Pero no tiyo kini nga ko. Lukarane pa tiyo pilong ko. Pero may gen kupuri. Kama wajani, na dito wajani, timki mo. Siwa ni chwala bon na dito ba awin ke dore. Si binyo do wani na dito pe meti yo gore. Tuan men ko mo matira dada. Kumitene para siling. Jiro wan kitung buat wagen mawan watemo. Merujen jo makite no ni. Ka court ticket kung kan, high court ticket kung kan. Badai aku mia nyama e ana mo pati be mai la pa we bishel ke mai la pa we ani an wor ke tiara me chal kuno pati. Mabe na po kuno do bishel. Kinge elo ma por chal ke o wor ke tiara. Woro ke chadere. Bina kuar de pu kwa pe na de. Kwa pe para ka. Kita ke chula no komplini. Ka dong chief magistrate mayam dano chero wa guru. Kinge dano bin wa kid kom. Ka chief magistrate dong kila mo. Ka chief magistrate ti kid kom pikid kom. Ba de berti ke mege. Agagu bene. Meru put pe la ko grade 1 ba chief magistrate. Ka dore ite chief magistrate tiro mo ko i consequence a chiela ma parte mega mona consequence a chiela de ruri. Ka sa le municipality kai Chief Magistrate me Kitgum District not here. Grade 1 me municipality not here. Kada grade 1 mo kaya here Kitgum Matidi. Pada po kakpan mo kaya naman siya. Mo tuwin na noti kimege na mo kora. Mayope, Haruga, Patibe, Lukung, Palabek, kada ngorkoti kabelu eno, madope koro piru, muaka, dope koro muakari. Siapa ngo mau bagi rumah ini, acap dia lah ni bagi kikel kota kanyim bagi mi. Merukin mau wan bati mau eno. Ento ke lukot ke no ano ya bu ene ger makiti be mer mada no atamun pero nen ger makiti be perché wo ngene manu kan kot ero gin badung pero ke lukot butu be beru mabe ye lu tise kot kin magen tiu bere ene be ko geru ni ene be no ro be ordum lo be waro be te yakiti ene ero ka joma tiu kiada tiu mage duora ri kide no be pakot ero kor atien kiket ma bol kiket jom de mano ar kan chok bol mano nero chi waju ke awura eto lo ngoko ma biru kan weng ko mir ko chawari oduk tie chawa de ko chaka eto ko chawa bi karang kop en kan urwani lo me cham chana ni gina do en tema ye biri kon mere cham chana biru chia bara ja wai chia bi pe yue lo me no biru tin ne wa ka chiel ki du wa ka ri o pe au mo no konya giru di pere no konya giru di pere ento giru ni lam ento kala combatit ene kilo wona mo kene magistrates deputy registrar me mena no woro kanya ini pino RDC do won kom biru bana ko kopene wala dit ara biru bori ara chire wota achiro romba awini lo community buto apake wani ngolo upi yo lo chen lo kata wa kita di lo mor do ai dong ti kor maka migi do bir ma ka bero ti bin man ne no yin da tele bir gol la ti bir wani ne jona nyingi nga gu wo chin na ma ke se no ne mo ko ke wa nyo mo ko pe ke wa e to nying ma ke wa cha ana ko er ma ka bero chuchot da ti ti no bin wo karan bin wo deputy registrar la me ko na wo ka wana no ko ne ti ginu mo kai cha mo kere ni file ke kerme ka mo bidalo bile